Hi, my name is Chris Williams, and I'm in the Office of Assessment and Accountability, Division of Assessment Support. And today I'm going to be talking to you about our back-to-school training. And our back-to-school training today, the topics that we're going to address for this particular presentation is going to be on WAPT for kindergarten, the WIDA online screener, which is new, and then we're also going to hit a little bit on access and then finish up with alternate access. So let's begin. Our first topic today is going to be on the KWAPT and online screener. Now with that, what you're going to do is before you get any student, when you get any new student into your district, what you're going to do is you're going to give them a home language survey. And on that home language survey, there are 4 questions. On those 4 questions, if they answer anything other than English, and you want to make, especially look at the particular question of, what was their first language that they learned to speak? Because that's really going to tell you you're a true EL student. And like I said, if another language other than English is marked, then you want to make sure that you give them the WAPT. And then that's for kindergarten. But for new this year for grades 1 through 12, we're going to be giving them the WIDA online screener. And there are trainings available that I did back in May for districts to help them with this transition, from the WAPT for grades 1 through 12. Now we're going to transition into the WIDA online screener. And like I said, when you do give that, like I said, that's for grades 1 through 12. Now, you're probably saying, Chris, what about my, kindergarten students? Well, kindergarten students are going to still use the old WAPT. Eventually, WIDA is looking to do a new screener for our kindergarten students, but it is not available. So as soon as it comes available, I'll let you know that. Now, let's go in, and you're probably saying, Chris, where can I find accounts for these? If you need, you can use your old WAPT password for the kindergarten, and those are still free and downloadable for you off of the WIDA website. Now, but for your screener, you're going to be using your access account. And to get those access accounts, I have submitted already, in a Monday DAC email that I put in a Google form for all DACs to put who is going to be a test administrator either for the screener or for access, because they're going to use the same password. So that's be one less password that you have to do for our grades 1 through 12. Now, another thing is that once they qualify, if they score that overall composite of less than a 5.0 on the screener, then what they're going to do is they're going to have a program services plan that you will have to write and have it in place with all their goals and things like that on it and their objectives for this year, as well as have their access scores from this previous year if they have any. So you want to make sure that you do have, you give the home language survey, do either the kindergarten WAPT if you've got kindergarten, or do the WIDA online screener for everyone else for grades 1 through 12. And if you do that, then everything will be great, and then you will have that program services plan in place and then meet with the parents. And you have to do that within the first 30 days of school, and those are calendar days. And so also you want to make sure that you do input their scores into Infinite Campus, so that way we do have record in case that student transfers from one school to the next, that they do have that particular piece. Now, what are you going to do in Infinite Campus for our kindergarten? Well, what you're going to enter in is just the date that you administered the WAPT. Now, for our grades 1 through 12, we did have there will be a new section in there that will be for the online screener that they are working on for IC to be able for you to input their scores in. Because like I said, the scores will be in WIDA AMS, and then you will input them into Infinite Campus as soon as you get the overall school overall score, and then each domain level of reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And like I said, else you're going to do, you want to make sure, like I said, you get all of this done within the first 30 days of school. Now, once that first 30 days of enrollment has passed, then you will have 2 weeks to get all of this done. And like I said, out on the KDU website, there are lots of trainings for you for the new screener. There's a PowerPoint as well as a video that will help you, assist you with the new screener. If you have any questions, you always want to make sure you contact myself, which is Chris Williams, and I'll be more than glad, to help you with this particular process. Every year, when they're identified as an English language proficiency student, an EL student, they have to take Access, which is our English language proficiency assessment, and they have to do that within that January-February deadline. And this year, our window for Access will be January 1st through February 9th. So you want to make sure that you get them tested within there if they're identified as an English learner. Now, you're probably saying, Chris, well, what if they, scored above that 5.0 and I'm in grades 1 through 12? What do I do for them now? Because they're not going to be what we call an English learner. They're not going to have a program services plan. They're not going to get accommodations, and they're not going to take Access. They're going to be what we used to call an IFEP, which is initially fully English proficient. And that's the only way you can be that is on the screener. So like I said, you want to make sure that all your information is, once you test a student with the new screener, that all those scores are in WIDA AMS, because like I said, that will be, you will do it all online, and then teachers will be scoring the speaking and the writing. And before you can score the speaking and writing for the online for grades 1 through 12, you want to make sure that you've gone through the training that is on the WIDA website, that you use your Access account for, and then you have gone through that online training course, and that you also have documented on that particular certification at the end that it does have your Access speaking and your Access writing scores as well, and those have to be 80% or above. And then you'll hand that to your district assessment coordinator, who will be the one who will go in and grant permissions into WIDA AMS for you to be able to score those once the student gets to those particular 2 domains. So, and then also don't forget, you have to have administration and code and inclusions of special populations training before you are going to administer the new screener, because it is a secure assessment, assessment now. And so we want to make sure all of that is done, so that way we can begin the school year off right. And like I said, we've gone over the criteria, whether you're going to be an EL student or not. And then also we went over the kindergarten. Now kindergarten, let's talk about a little bit about their scores, because like I said, you're only going to enter in the date you administer the kindergarten, but they do get levels. They get a high, mid, or low level. Now those are not proficiency levels, so you can't enter those into IC. That's the reason why we say just put the date that you gave the assessment. Now the screener. And then regardless of their score, they're going to be in, because remember, for kindergarten, they're only taking the listening and speaking domain. They're not taking all 4 until Access. So that's why we say, a lot of students are not going to be, these students are not going to be, ready until, I feel, until first grade Access, to be able to exit off of that. To get out of the EL program. That would be their first opportunity to be able to exit. Now, another thing I wanted to let you know is that parents can refuse, services. Parents can refuse services all they want, but they cannot refuse the screener. They can't refuse Access. And so, you would just need to make sure that you document if a parent refuses. You want to document that in Infinite Campus underneath the program services type that they decline the services. But remember that that student is still going to be an English learner, even though that parent has declined services, and if they qualified for English learner, for EL services or not. Then if they did, you want to make sure that if a parent did decline, that you do provide the services in the classroom. The teacher would have to do that, not the EL person, not the EL coordinator or the EL teacher. They can't do that. They can't, pull the kid out if a parent declines services. But the teacher, the regular ed teacher, would have that student's program services plan and would be implementing that in their regular classroom throughout the year. And that way, those accommodations, that student can still have accommodations on any of our state required assessments, and then also be given access. And of course, once they reach that overall composite of 5.0 on a tier B or C and a 4.0 in literacy for the access, then they can actually officially, get out of the program on access. But like I said, they can exit off the screener if they're in grades 1 through 12 by reaching, that overall composite of a 5.0. Now, that concludes the first topic, which is about, the WAPT and the new screener. Now we're going to move in a little bit about Access 2.0, because like I said, there are going to be lots of trainings that are going to come out this fall for you on Access. And Access hasn't changed very much except for the cut points, the cut scores. And, districts are aware of that and the implementation of those new cut scores as well. But like I said, you'll see on the screen is the new access schedule. It'll have when you're going to order the materials, and it'll have when the window is that, we're going to be testing in. And like I said, that'll be that January 1st through February 9th. And then, like I said, there's test material ordering will open up in October, and that will that'll open up October 6th and go through November the 6th. And that'll be your window to go into WIDA AMS and order your test materials. Then also, you will also have, if you get any new students in after that, you'll still have, when it opens up in December, you'll still have opportunity to be able to do additional materials order if you need to. And also with that as well, we're going to have, it also has when you're going to be doing the receiving your reports, and you'll receive those around April. We'll also have a data validation that usually occurs in March, and that is right after testing, and that just lets you know that, hey, look, if I need to clean up any demographic information or, go in and change, I forgot to, invalidate a particular domain for a student, or I did it by accident and I need to go back and fix that. Those are the times that you'll be able to do that. Then there will be, once you get your scores, there will be another validation that you will do with me at the state level, and you will just submit those, and that usually occurs in the end of April when you get your test scores, and around till the 1st of May. That first week of May is usually when that window will occur. And then you'll just let me know if you still got, that, hey, look, something's wrong with my, scores or something, or a kid didn't receive a particular score, or what does this mean? That's a time to be able to correct that. Once that deadline is over with, that'll be the last time that you can be able to make any, changes to that as well. Or, appeal, your scores that you've got. Now, I hope that helps you with the access schedule. And like I said, it goes through a lot, and don't fret over access, because like I said, I'm always here to help you. And like I said, there are going to be more trainings that will be coming up soon in the fall that will go through each step, especially if you're a new DAC. It'll help you go through the process of because like I said, now as a DAC, what you're doing now is going in and assigning, permissions in WIDA AMS not only to get your test administrators ready, but also get your ones who are going to be doing the screening training. You have to enroll them as a DAC, roll them in there into WIDA AMS. And then if you need an access account, then you would want to contact me and I'll be more than glad to help you with that particular piece. Now, that concludes the second part of the presentation, which was on access. And now I'm going to move into alternate access, which is the last topic. And we're going to hit a little bit about alternate access just to get you ready. And then at the very end, we'll just kind of go do an overview of what you need to be doing at this time. And then we will conclude this presentation. Now let's talk about alternate access. Alternate access is a paper pencil assessment. It is for grades 1 through 12. There is no kindergarten alternate access. It is for those students who have significant cognitive disabilities. And so you want to make sure if the students who can't take access, the regular access with accommodations, that they would, because it would invalidate the test, they would be the kids that you would want to make sure that you give the alternate. And I know that normally we don't identify our alternate assessment students till grade 3. Usually it's between 2nd grade and 3rd grade. You'll know definitely by 3rd grade because they'll be tested in the alternate K-Prep program by that time. But access is a little different because we start in grades 1 and 2. So if you've got any students who fit this category and they would be on that track to be able to be in the alternate program, and they are an EL, and they are that, have a significant cognitive disability, then you'd want to make sure that you give them the alternate access. And the IEP team, that's your individualized educational plan, that team has to make sure that they have marked, in their program service plan whether they're going to be, taking the alternate or they're going to be taking the regular access. You got to make that decision because the only way you'll get a non-participation reason for the alternate is if you're a kindergarten student, because there is no K alternate access. Okay. And like I said, we're gonna talk about, now we finished with the alternate because there are trainings out there on the KDE website on the EL page, Access for ELLs page that I have. I hope everyone has gone to visit that already, because if you're doing screener training, you know that's where that's focused as well. It has the dates posted for the access, and then it also has links to the WIDA website and to WIDA AMS to help you get to that, as well as other trainings that you're going to have in the future. And so that website, it's very important that you make sure you go out for this beginning of the school year. If you're not familiar, you want to make sure you get familiar with that particular page. It's very valuable information for you. Also, let's just go review a little bit what you're going to do right now in August to get ready for the screener, and you're going to get ready for the kindergarten WAPT is, like I said, give that home language survey. If another language other than English is marked, then you're going to give them the WAPT for kindergarten, and then you're going to give the new online screener for grades 1 through 12. And you're probably saying, Chris, well, is there a paper version of the new screener? There is, and the way that a student would be able to take the paper version of the new screener is for three reasons. And the first reason is if a student, it comes to, this is their first time, they came from another country and this is their first time in the U.S. and they never had formal education in their home country, then you can't expect that student to be able to take the new screener online. They would have to take the paper version. Also, if a student, for religious reasons, cannot take it because, of technology, then you would want to give them the paper version of the new screener. And then the third thing is that, if you've got students who, you would look in the manual, and in the manual for the screener, it will tell you about the accommodations. And some of those accommodations can only be done on paper. The rest of them can be done online. So you would be looking at what is specific to that child. And if that child needs that particular screen, that accommodation, and it requires a paper, then that would be another reason why you would want to do it. And you're probably saying, Chris, how can I get that? How can I get, paper? Because, you had set the deadline of August 1st to let us know, when, if we needed paper screen, the paper materials. Well, there will be another window if you need it. And so just contact me and I'll be more than glad to help you with that particular piece. And then, like I said, if they qualify for English language services, then you're going to get, you would input their scores into IC, have a program services plan, and meet with the parents within first 30 calendar days of enrollment. And if the student comes in after that, it's 2 weeks. Now, another thing that you're going to be doing in August is that I sent out in a Monday Deck email a Google Doc form. Now, on that Google Doc form, it told you about your passwords, how to get those. And so the DAC is the one who would you have to go through. So anyone in the district, if you're going to be given access or the new screener, you want to get with your district assessment coordinator. And they would add your name to the list. Now, if you send me an email, I'm gonna say you have to go back through your DAC. So you want to make sure that you don't bypass that step. And then that way we can get it quicker to you and more efficient for you. And then, like I said, right now we're updating the test administrators for this year. Also, I'm updating the DACs for this year, and I've already submitted that information to DRC this year. We also have to submit the school changes or district changes as well to DRC, so that way we'll be ready for this upcoming year. If you've got any technology people, that are new to your district that need a WIDA AMS account, as well as, like I said, because my DACs already know you, so I've got all your information, I've already submitted that. But if you've got a new technology person in your district this year and needs access to WIDA AMS to get your computers and things like that set up, then you would want to contact me with all of their information, with their name and first name, last name, their their school that they're working with, in your with what schools they're going to work at, their contact information, their email, and then that way I can send that to DRC, and so that way they can get access to that. So that's what you need to be doing at this time as a DAC. Like I said, getting ready for the screener, getting ready, having your teachers go through all the trainings, and then you as a DAC will assign permissions in WIDA AMS for anyone who is going to be doing screener or for access, and then I will be taking care of the access accounts if you need those to do the actual training on the WIDA website, not on the WIDA AMS website, because that's where WIDA AMS is where the test is launched, both the screener and access, and also enrolling your students in there to get ready for those particular two pieces. So remember, those are two different, passwords. So don't be trying to do your access password onto WIDA AMS because it won't work. And then, like I said, we're always glad to help you. And like I said, I've already got quite a few districts already who are on the ball and ready to get ready have already submitted their access accounts already. And so we are doing those as quickly as they come in. And then, like I said, if you have any questions about the WAPT for kindergarten, the access, the new Access 2.0, or the new WIDA online screener versus, whether it be online or paper, feel free to contact me and I'll be more than glad to work with you. Our contact information for our office, we have several people in the office that would be more than glad to work with you. We have, of course, Jennifer Stafford, who is our director, and then we have Michael Hackworth, who is our branch manager, and then we have Cindy Warren, and then Joy Barr, Kevin O'Hare, and Pam Powers, and myself, and Jenny Larkins, who are consultants, who will be more than glad to work with you for any questions you have. about assessments or anything back to school related, we'd be more than glad to work with you on that, or any of our accountability, new accountability, or anything. But like I said, these are the specific to the back to school. So if you have any questions about back to school, feel free to contact us at 502-564-4394 is our number. And then we have our email address. Our general email address is DAC. Info and at education.ky.gov, and we'll be more than glad to get back with you and work with you on anything that you have. So we hope you have a great start to the year. I hope this presentation has helped you to prepare on what you need to do for the beginning of the school year. And like I said, there will be more trainings to come out, and look for more communications in the Monday DAC email. Thank you so much for today, and you all have a great day.